Welcome back to Masterpiece Tarot. My name is Tala, and I'm here to get some messages for you all today. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into a reading for Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine counterparts. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm thinking these messages, this reading is for people who are on, I'm going to use the word twin flame journey, but what I mean by that is the kind of relationship where you are assisting one another in the evolution of your souls. Okay, you might see each other as, you might see this other person as being your perfect mirror, or mirrored soul. Some people believe that that we have one soul that's exactly like us, that we fit together with, and that by some divine orchestration we meet this person in a lifetime. And it's rare, but it happens. Okay. I also think personally that we can meet high-level soulmates and behave in that manner, choose to use those spiritual principles as tools to assist ourselves in our growth process. Sometimes it happens consciously with intention, sometimes it just happens. So this is for anybody at all who is on one of these journeys where you are growing together, learning off each other, mirroring each other. Okay? So we'll do masculines on the left, feminines on the right. Okay? So our masculine is here in the temperance. Temperance for the masculine. Yeah, nice. And for feminine, a King of Pentacles. Okay. So we have a little bit of a reversal here. Let's go ahead and keep going here. Okay. So I'm going to pause the video for a moment. Okay, jumping right back in. I had to let my cat in. She was meowing. So we're going to do an opportunity, a challenge or a barrier, and an action. Okay. What's the opportunity over here for masculine? Two of Swords. Okay. And the barrier. Tower. Sudden upheaval. There could be a lot of chaos in the masculine's energy, or your energy if you identify as the masculine collective. And an action. The Devil. Okay, you might be working with some dark energy over here, masculine. We're going to get some clarifiers. You might be needing to deal with the devil too. Okay. And let's look over here at feminine. So feminine is embodying the King of Pentacles here. It's masculine earth energy over on feminine side. So, this feminine could be embodying some of their masculine energy. Perhaps they're working on building a career, something like this. We have a Nine of Pentacles for an opportunity. Okay, so this is a single person who's feeling abundant. They're satisfied with what they have in life so far. They're looking for that last cup, perhaps. A challenge is the Knight of Swords. You could have somebody coming toward you quickly, okay, with a message, or just taking quick action. This could also relate to truth, the truth, and an action to take over here on feminine side. Okay, so if we're looking at counterparts, what I'm seeing here is that both of you, as far as an action to take, have something troubling that you're dealing with. Okay. On the masculine side, we have something devilish. It could be deception. It could be, um, addictions. It's anything that um, causes a person to feel bound to something dark, unhelpful, harmful. I think I said deceptive. And on your side, and it could be because of what this individual is dealing with, or it could just be in your own life, there's a feeling that you're feeling trapped. Okay, so you're needing to do something about this. You both are needing to do something about these somewhat undesirable situations in your lives. All right, let's get some clarification over here with the temperance. Masculine is embodying this temperance energy over here. So let's get some more information about that right now. Let's go ahead and get some more information. Why is the Two of Swords an opportunity? Or what is the opportunity here? Two of Swords is about feeling conflicted, restricted. So what's the opportunity here? No, Luna, no. This is too much. Okay. Hi, honey. Oh, no. Okay. Here, come on. Thank you. Okay. That's Luna, everybody. She's very sweet. She likes it when I do these readings. She almost never makes an appearance. She's very independent, but when I sit down to do these readings, she's interested. Okay, so tell us what's happening here. Whoops, those are too many. With the Two of Swords, Spirit. Okay. We've got the Fool card. Wow. A Ten of Pentacles. Okay. I'm seeing here on the masculine side that there's been a period of recovery, resting, being in a state of non-action with this Four of Swords. The opportunity is to take a leap toward this Ten of Pentacles. So I'm kind of getting the sense that this masculine that we're reading for right now, if this is you, you may be, sensing or feeling that you are limiting yourself here. Okay, in some way, you're sensing that there's an opportunity in the future. There's an opportunity to have this abundance. Okay, but there's something that has been keeping you stuck. You know what that is. I don't know what that is. But as far as, the opportunity here, it is to step into that Fool energy and step off of the edge, right? Step into the unknown. Step into the, world of potentials and infinite possibility. There's is a bit of a risk, I think, that's associated with the Fool. But it's with that yellow there. There's not a sense that it's a scary risk. It's actually like you have, some confidence that you're going to land on your feet, so to speak, or that, whatever possibilities there are, that they're the potential to lead to happiness. Okay. And on the masculine side, we see that this person or you have been really in a state of grace, patience. Um, and again, this is a card of harmony. So on the masculine side, there's a sense that overall, this person with pouring those two cups and with the one foot in the water and one on the earth, you have been working on creating balance, peace, and harmony in your life. Okay, so this Two of Swords could be something that the masculine is experiencing based on something that's happened where there, it could be financial obligations or restrictions. It could be to do with other, relationships, could be to do with family dynamics. There's a reason why this masculine has been feeling like they're not seeing everything that they need to see. But there's also a knowing, there's an intuitive sense that it's just a matter of making up your mind to take a leap of faith into the unknown toward this wish fulfillment, this abundance. What's this barrier? Let's learn a little bit more about the Tower. So there has been some kind of sudden upheaval in masculine's energy recently. Let's learn about that. The Sun, that's happiness. The World, it's a closing out of a cycle. And a King of Wands. All right, so we see something with a fire sign masculine here on the masculine side. Okay, gender doesn't really matter. This could be a parental figure. This could be a partner, or a karmic partner even. And with the Tower, this woman has leapt out of the building to save herself because the building is burning. It's about to collapse. And what might be collapsing is this happiness. Okay, there might be an end to this feeling of happiness. And so that would help explain why now we've got this Two of Swords card here. And why this person might be holding themselves back in the Four of Swords a little bit reluctant to take that leap of faith. Okay, so the barrier is closing out of a happy cycle, perhaps with a fire sign. Perhaps with a fire sign. Something's collapsed here. And it looks to be like it was pretty happy at some point. But the thing to remember about both the Tower card and the World card is that with every ending comes a new beginning. And I think we really see that energy coming out strongly here in the Fool card. Now let's look at the action. This masculine is taking action on the devil. Taking action on the devil. What can we know about this? An Ace of Pentacles. Okay. We've got an abundant new start, a prosperous new beginning. Something like this. We've got Four of Pentacles. That's stability. It can also be about holding on to something of value. And the Three of Cups, celebration. This Devil card says to me a couple of things, okay? With these three clarifier cards that are pretty positive here, I'm getting the sense that looks can be deceiving, okay? So, sometimes we're tempted by a financial offer, but there's a need for discernment here, I think. Masculine, as you, or if this is your partner, as they move ahead, there is a need for discernment. There's a need to hold on to what is solid. Okay, hold on to your stability and your foundation that you have for yourself. Just because somebody comes in with an offer doesn't mean it's necessarily a good one. Same with, who you decide to collaborate with and partner with and celebrate with. Celebrating is an important part of life, being social, all of this. However, there is a real need to look and be cautious of any kind of deceptive energy, somebody having an ulterior motive or a hidden agenda. So you are taking action on recognizing when this devil energy is present. Recognizing when this devil energy is present. Protecting this temperance that you have moved into here. Okay? There is a need to protect, your finances, your stability. Okay? You have done some hard work to, move into this temperance energy. Okay. This can be energy from above. This can be divine, helpers like angels that are there to assist us. This also can be ourselves when we have been healing for a period of time and we've raised our vibration. We can embody this angelic energy, and you deserve nothing less for yourself, right? So when this devil energy wants to creep up, take action, okay? Take action to protect yourself, okay? That's what this card suggests. Being somewhat guarded. Protect yourself from this devil energy, okay? So that's what's going on the masculine side. There is a sense that this masculine might be facing a test here. Spirit can be testing somebody to see if they're ready for maybe a level up, for the next step. Are they really the temperance angel that they appear to be, that they claim to be? We're going to send in a devil. We're going to test this masculine. So that's what your counterpart is going through right now, feminine, if I'm talking to you. All right. Now let's look at your side over here. Let's make some room. I want to free up a little bit of room over here because I think the way the camera is, we need to move everything over slightly. Okay, I think that's better. Let's look at your side, feminine. Whoever you are, gender doesn't matter. All right. Opportunity is this Nine of Cups. Tell us more about the Nine of Cups, Spirit. High Priestess. Nice. It's an opportunity to use your, deep inner knowing, your, sacred knowledge. You have a really strong intuition. You're very connected with, sacred and hidden knowledge, esoteric knowledge even. We have an Emperor. Okay. So there might be an opportunity here. This Emperor might be the energy that's being embodied by your counterpart, or, this could also be you. This could be you sitting in this single, happy, abundant energy with the Nine of Cups. Okay. Yeah, there is an opportunity for you to continue this really good work that you've been doing. Okay, standing in your power. Okay, being in control of your own life and really honing your natural talents and skills. You might be a healer, feminine. You might be a star. You might be deepening your knowledge of, the hidden realms, the esoteric knowledge. Yeah. That's your opportunity. Keep doing your work. Okay, keep diving deeply. And let's see here now. Why is this Knight of Swords an obstacle or a barrier to this connection? What's going on with the Knight of Swords here, Spirit? Tell us more. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, there's another knight facing in the other direction. There's balancing. And we've got the Lovers, and I have to cover those up. Okay. This too. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So, yeah. The challenge might be, there are two things I'm seeing here. The challenge could be related to something happening on your side. we see two knights. They're facing away from each other. One is the swords, one is the pentacles. So we've got an air sign and an earth sign. Both people are taking action. This might be somebody that you have been involved with, but there's a sense that there's been some juggling going on. Okay. And yeah, you might be seeing somebody, sometimes with counterparts, they're kind of living their own lives. It's not necessarily time to come together yet or whatever. Okay. Somebody can be married. Somebody could be, devoted to their career. Counterparts aren't always in face-to-face dynamics, okay? You're energetically connected, certainly, but not always in the 3D. And so what I'm seeing here is, barrier is that there's been a sense of juggling. You have been perhaps up in your head going back and forth between, should I go down this path or should I go down that path? Okay. And that could be with two different people. It could be with work. It can be with any number of different things. What is it that you should be focusing on in your life right now? Point is, you've been juggling. And I do think there could very well be two people here. But with the Lover's card is about choice. And so I think what I'm getting here is that you may be juggling, okay, between two. And you haven't been able to make that choice. Okay, with the Lover's card here. Just cover it up with my finger. You have not been able to make a choice. Okay, so that's the challenge. It could also be that there is a lover's situation. So you or your counterpart could be involved with somebody else, okay, in a lover's type of dynamic that is preventing you or them from taking action towards the other. And with the two knights here, the other thing I want to mention as I look at these two cards, with these two knights moving away from each other, I feel like there might be one part of you that wants to go in one direction and the other part of you that wants to go in the other direction. And that is certainly what we see with the juggling. You're trying to find that balance. But when this is balanced, but when we're talking about relationship dynamics and trying to partner up and stuff, staying in a state of ambivalence, yeah, I'll say ambivalence, staying in that position for too long, I really feel like it can lead to a disconnect within yourself. Okay, like, I'm trying to think of what the right word would be. Reminds me of that song by Half of My Heart, right? I'm so sorry that I'm not remembering the name. I mean, it's like somebody I listen to all the time. John Mayer. Yeah, Half of My Heart, right? It reminds me of that song where this is not an ideal situation. This is leaves you with a feeling of stagnation, frustration. It could put you all up in your head. I mean, yeah. So what's indicated here is that it might actually be helpful to make a choice. Doesn't have to be a forever choice, but make a choice and go with it, right? Make a choice and go with it. Love the one you're with, right? That song. Okay, we've got the Eight of Swords. This is the action. Tell us more about this feeling of entrapment, this feeling of imprisonment. Yeah, in fact, you might be feeling this way. You've kind of done this to yourself because you're not making a choice. Okay, that's the barrier. So we're looking at acting on this. The first card to come out is, yeah, moving. Okay, moving towards calmer waters. We've got another knight right here. the Knight of Swords. Yeah, taking decisive action so that you don't feel this way anymore. Here's the all up in your head card. We are just talking about it. Okay. You've been feeling all up in your head, needing to take some kind of action to get into calmer waters. So the opportunity is step into this Knight of Swords energy. Take decisive action. Move in one direction. Okay? Yeah, because it goes from the 8 to the 9 of Swords. This is just getting worse. There's a real need to take action. And both of these cards show forward movement. This one, this first card, the 6 of Swords, is about, look at, these are all swords here. Okay? This is about the mental, too. The action to take, it's suggesting make up your mind. Okay? Don't be in this energy of I'm trapped, I can't make a decision, I'm stuck, I'm going to keep balancing and juggling because I just can't make a decision. No, this is suggesting it is time to take decisive action. Okay, maybe it's a matter of figuring out which waters are calmer, or maybe it's a matter of what don't I want, what's not going to work. Okay, I don't want to be in a high conflict situation. I don't want to be in a non-committal situation. I don't want to be in a third-party situation. I don't want to be in a loveless situation. I mean, whatever it is, decide and move away from it. Okay? Even if you're not moving towards the other, this may just be a situation where, feminine, you need to just decide what you don't want. This could be focusing on yourself, okay? Taking decisive action to do what's best for you. And you know what's best for you because clearly here we see who you are, okay? You're the King of Pentacles, okay? So this is somebody who is a leader in their own life, in the material world, to do with the home, relationships, work. You are your own leader here. And we see who you are. You embody all of these qualities. This is your opportunity to really embody this high priestess, the emperor, and the star energy, to get yourself out of this. I want to hold them up, okay? To get yourself out of this. Okay, this is your opportunity right here to get out of here. You've got some really amazing qualities here, feminine. I love these cards. So now I want to just look at the connection, okay? So on the masculine side, we see that somebody has, gone through something difficult, okay? There was an ending to something that was happy and abundant in their life. But as a result of that, they have been leveling up, okay, learning their lessons and beginning to embody this temperance more, okay? Their challenge here and what they're needing to act on is this devil energy. Okay? They need to be discerning. That's what masculine's taking action on, discernment. You, on the other hand, are working on taking decisive action, right? Making a choice. Are you going to stick with something or someone, or do you need to move on to calmer waters? Okay. And what I'm seeing here is two counterparts that there's the potential for alignment. There really is potential for alignment. If the masculine energy continues to make the right choices and stay away from the devil, okay, keep this devil energy at bay and continue to embody this temperance energy, then there is a potential that they will be the calmer waters that you're moving towards, okay? You might be moving toward calmer waters. And if masculine is embodying temperance energy, that could be that. So, if this reading resonates for you, maybe I should say, I think this reading will resonate for you if you have been in a counterpart situation where you're closing out cycles right now, closing out karmic cycles. And I do feel in this reading that there's a strong potential for a reunion. I think two things have to happen. On the feminine side, there has to be a getting out of feeling all up in the head. There might be overthinking. Okay, sometimes when we overthink, we then get all locked up and we cannot take action. But what's really needed on the feminine side is action, and it needs to be decisive with the choice card, with the Lover's card. Okay, and what needs to happen on the masculine, we've already said it. Masculine is being tested at this time. Okay, I don't get the sense that spirit is testing you. I think feminine on your side, it might just be a matter of deciding what you will and will not participate in or agree to or enter into. Okay, so as you gain clarity and they continue to pass their tests, there is a real chance for the two of you to come together. Okay, so time will tell, but I hope this reading was helpful for you, and bye for now.